Now at 10, a teen kidnapped by a man he met through online gaming finally found and is returning home. Where police located the two coming up. Plus, a school employee arrested for allegedly sexually abusing a student and getting pregnant. What police records are revealing tonight. And
we've never seen anything like this at any airline ever.
Tens of thousands of holiday travelers still not home. Why Congress may now be getting involved.
Live, we're there for you. ABC4 News at 10 starts now.
And welcome to ABC4 News at 10 o'clock. I'm Emily Flores. Glenn Mills has the night off. We do begin tonight with a 26-year-old man accused of kidnapping a 13-year-old Layton boy is now in custody after issuing an Amber Alert yesterday. Police say they found the boy and the man 12 hours away at a gas station in Nebraska. Now, the suspect identified in charging documents as Tadashi Kojima from Arizona. He drove the boy from his home in Layton to Grand Island, Nebraska. Tonight, police are working to get the teenager reunited with his family. Layton police saying they've been investigating the suspect for weeks when the victim's parents called police concerned about their son talking with an adult stranger. They say the two met while online gaming and communicated using an Oculus device or virtual reality headset. Kojima is now facing kidnapping charges. And tonight, a Granite Park Junior High School employee arrested and fired for allegedly having sex with a student and getting pregnant with the 14-year-old's child. ABC4's Alio Rulian has the latest on this story.
An attendance taker at Granite Park Junior High School arrested for sexually abusing a 14-year-old boy and getting pregnant. Granite School District telling me they became aware of these allegations before winter break. The arrest happening last night and the parents made aware this morning. Romero is facing charges of 2 counts of unlawful sexual activity with a minor, rape of a child, and forcible sodomy. The police report says Romero raped and sodomized the child on multiple occasions in her car, in a hotel room, and in her school office. When arrested, Romero told police she recently went to Mexico for a surgery for a miscarriage. Granite School District telling me students are allowed to be alone with staff, and Romero's part-time job in the attendance office meant she spent a lot of time one-on-one with students. They'll be providing counseling, saying, "We have offered services to any students who needs it, but to be honest, she only dealt with a very small population at the school." When asked about her alleged gang ties, the district saying, "We obviously would not hire an employee who had known ties to gangs." I asked if they plan on implementing more safety measures. In response, they said they don't have the budget for more staff or more cameras, saying, "We already have a very strict protocol and national background check requirement. We literally hire thousands of employees every year and employ almost 10,000 people in total. The poor actions and decisions of one individual do not necessarily denigrate a whole hiring system."
Again, that was Alio Rulian reporting. Tonight, Congressman Blake Moore thanking the many leaders and experts who helped put together the Saline Lake Ecosystems in the Great Basin States Program Act, getting that into law. So saying this in a tweet, "I'm so proud of all the work that went into this critical bill." The congressman saying, "Saving the Great Salt Lake and our neighboring saline lakes is one of my top priorities, and this bill will help us get there." The congressman explaining on his website that this will establish a scientific monitoring assessment program to establish effective management and conservation efforts to preserve the Great Salt Lake and other essential saline lakes in the West. President Biden signed that bill into law Tuesday. And another big story, the weather today, with more of that on the way. So here's a look at the snowfall earlier. This was towards the Cottonwoods, as you can see, those clouds. For the latest on conditions, though, let's head over for a first look at the forecast with meteorologist Thomas Keyboy, who's in for Alana Brophy, and we're keeping you busy, Thomas.
Oh, yeah. When the weather is going to remain active as we move forward, we get a little bit of a break later tonight and for portions of Thursday. But as quickly as we get into Thursday night and Friday, we ramp things right back up. Today, we have seen more in the way of scattered showers compared to widespread like we saw yesterday. However, for those of you in northern Utah, it seems like we've just seen passing shower after passing shower. And with that northwesterly flow, we still have some light snow showers, even along the Wasatch Front. Now, for most spots along the Wasatch Front, temperatures are at or just above freezing. But if you get up towards the benches, when temperatures are at or below freezing, we could see some of that snow stick to some of those surfaces. So be careful if you're heading out this evening. You can actually see some of that snow trying to work its way into Salt Lake City, but in Lehigh, where we've seen around 2 inches of snow today, we got a little bit of snow near Point of the Mountain down towards Pleasant Grove, all the way even down to Spanish Fork as the light snow continues up in our mountains. But the winter weather advisories, those have since gone away for our northern Utah mountains as we're starting to see more of that moisture move away. So the gradual trend throughout tonight will be the snow coming to an end. But right now, here's the view from here at ABC4 News Studios with our Colonial Flag camera. And as mentioned, we're sitting at 34 degrees, and we do have a little bit of a northwesterly breeze, but those winds are definitely calmer compared to what we saw even just a little earlier today. Tonight, as those showers wind down, the temperatures will be going down. We'll be dropping into the teens and 20s in most locations, 27 in Salt Lake, getting down to 19 degrees in Cedar City, and even St. George tonight will have a chance of hitting freezing later on. But what we're tracking for you, showers will gradually be ending tonight into tomorrow morning. Overall, skies will be calmer tomorrow with near seasonal temperatures, but in southern Utah, I wouldn't be surprised if we do see at least a few isolated showers. Active weather will be ramping right back up Thursday night into Friday through the New Year's weekend, and we're going to see more significant mountain snow, with most of our mountains picking up at least another foot of snow. So we got plenty of active weather to talk about over the next several days, and we're going to break down the timeline and what you need to know coming up in your forecast in just a few minutes. Emily?
All right, Thomas, thank you. Well, tonight, avalanche danger remains high in most of our mountains, and that will last through tomorrow morning. Avalanche experts wanting to warn you to be aware of conditions before heading out. ABC4's Kayla Baggerly spent the day in Big Cottonwood Canyon with a look at conditions.
There's been lots of great snow here and long lines of skiers and snowboarders trying to get up the canyons. Experts say although this snow is exciting, it means heightened avalanche danger, so you're going to want to make sure you're taking extra steps to be careful.
With all the snow, it's like you can do some really gnarly stuff.
It's been a great season so far.
Skiers are rejoicing at the sight of new snow. Experts say you can enjoy it, but you need to ride the mountain on its own terms.
Plastered our mountains with 2 to 3 feet of snow, but the bigger news are the colossal water numbers. All that additional weight has overloaded weak layers buried deeper in our snowpack. It's bringing them back to life. The avalanche danger right now in our mountains is high.
The Utah Department of Transportation closed Little Cottonwood Canyon until about 8 this morning to work on avalanche control. They say they set off smaller avalanches to prevent bigger ones. Their #1 priority is the safety of those going up the canyon. Skiers eagerly lined up, hoping to be the first ones to try out the fresh powder.
Coming up to shred Little Cottonwood today.
Craig Gordon with the Utah Avalanche Center says if you want to ski, keep caution in mind, especially after there were several avalanche rescues earlier this month.
Look, the writing is on the wall. 2 weeks ago, we saw a series of close calls. That's before these weak layers really got put to the test. Now they're just teetering on the edge, waiting for a trigger like us to come along and knock the legs out from underneath. Any avalanche we trigger the next couple of days is going to be deep, it's going to be dangerous, and it might be possibly unsurvivable.
Gordon says we could be seeing this heightened avalanche danger continue over the next few days as we see more snow. So he recommends sticking to slopes less than 30 degrees, making sure you have the right gear, and checking avalanche conditions before you head out. UDOT says there could be more closures with the snow and to visit their website to know when those are. Reporting from the mouth of Big Cottonwood Canyon, Kayla Baggerly, ABC4 News.
Thank you, Kayla. Questions from Washington after Southwest Airlines cancels thousands of flights yet again. We have that story after the break.